Well, I think it goes back to, courage, confidence, and character. It's teaching the girls to know who they are, to discover what's needed in the world, to take action to change the world. And that's a very important part. It's the proactive, affirmative reach out to make a difference and really try to make the world better. And they really do try to do that and are very successful on a lot of fronts.
So talk to me about any young ladies, any young girls that have come into Girl Scouts and were a little bit intimidated or shy, let's say shy, and over a period of time you've seen them blossom, and go from being that kind of shy, reserved personality to someone who is really engaged and engaging.
Well, it's interesting that you asked me that question because I was talking to a mother the other day who said that her daughter had been really shy and not at all outgoing, and that she'd seen this transformation when the young lady came into Girl Scouts. And she asked her daughter, how did this happen? And she said, well, I put on my magic vest. And her mom said, really? She said, yes, my brownie vest. When I put it on, it's like magic and I can do anything. And I thought that was one of the best stories I had ever heard because it really sort of exemplifies the kind of feeling these girls get of being empowered and able to do more because of the Girl Scouts. And it makes me very proud.
I was recently at a speaking engagement, and the speaker prior to myself got up and was talking about being he said, aren't we our brothers and sisters keepers? And basically the point that he was trying to make is that we all kind of have to look out for one another. We have to reach back and pull each other up. And it sounds like that's what this organization is really built on, is the camaraderie that leads to the courage and all of the things that you're talking about.
Absolutely. We have a Girl Scout pledge, the last line of which says to be a sister to every Girl Scout. And that really exemplifies that. And as you pointed out, Steve, the idea that these girls are friends for life and that the values that they have and the friendships they make in Girl Scouting go way beyond, just the experience of being in that particular troop.
Now, I know that you're the CEO of the Girl Scouts of Eastern Massachusetts, but talk to me about how you work with either Western Massachusetts or other states, and do you have international chapters?
We have all of the above. There are over 3 million Girl Scouts in the United States, and then there are chapters across the world. So there are lots of girls who are Girl Scouts, and we work very closely with Central and Western Massachusetts, which is our sister council here in Massachusetts. We do a lot of advocacy work at the State House with the two councils together, trying to get the legislators to recognize some of the issues that girls need to be taken care of, and that can best be done through our legislator. We have a great relationship with Nikki Songus and Elizabeth Warren and some of the delegation, Ayanna Presley, and all of these wonderful women in public life, many of whom were Girl Scouts.
So, in fact, before we went on air, you mentioned that you were at an event last evening where Councilwoman Ayanna Presley spoke. What was that speech about, or what was the event all about?
The event was called How to Become Political. It was a women's event, and she was among the speakers on the panel, and also Kerry Healy was on the panel, and Ambassador Swanee Hunt. And they were talking about what inspired them to go into public service and how they ended up becoming successful in what they were doing. It was great, and Ayanna was outstanding. She talks with so much passion about her life and about how much she cares about the children of Boston and how much she cares about the families. And she really got quite an ovation from the audience.
No, she's a great speaker. How did you come to the Girl Scouts? How did you get involved with this organization?
It was very interesting. I sort of came in a roundabout way. I've spent my life in corporations and some time in government, working in as I was Undersecretary of Administration and Finance during the Romney administration. And I'd done a lot of work in mergers and acquisitions. And nationally, the Girl Scouts were thinking about merging councils to cut down on overhead, to have a more powerful brand. And here in Massachusetts, that's exactly what they were doing in 2008. And they called me and said, would you like to come and run the Girl Scouts? And I said, gee, I don't know much about it. And then they started to tell me about what this organization was all about and the opportunities that I could have in terms of bringing Girl Scouts into areas where they'd never been before, which was something very important to me. And I've never looked back since. And it's 5.5 years, and I'm so proud to be leading this organization.
It's interesting that you've only been with the organization for 5.5 years, but the passion and the conviction and the pride with which you talk about this organization, I mean, you glow and you smile all the time. I mean, so I'm assuming 10 years ago, 8 years ago, you probably never thought you'd be sitting there doing this type of work.
Absolutely not. I had, as I said, I spent a lot of time in the corporate world, which is very different. But this opportunity really gets me going and gets me out of bed every morning with a smile on my face, and I hope to continue to do it for quite a while.
And you know, that's the interesting thing, that each day holds a new and different possibility. And so clearly from my perch working in the Sheriff's Department, we have mostly men, but men and women that for whatever reason have found their way into an incarceration facility. And so what we try to do is work with individuals and talk to them about the fact that, you know, if you look at tomorrow, you know, with a positive eye, you know, it's easier for us to talk about that because we don't walk in their shoes. But what we try to do is inspire folks to look at, you know, the positive side of life. And it sounds like the Girl Scouts built on that positivity. You know, and that just comes out of you and them. Talk to me about internships and working in corporate life. Are there any opportunities that the Girl Scouts can offer the young ladies to either help them get into college or get internships or learn a different vocation?
We do a lot of work with the girls in career planning and in college applications. And one of the ways we do that is we bring in corporate partners. So we have some wonderful corporate partnerships with companies in this area, Raytheon and Comcast and Boston Scientific, and they bring their women in. PwC is another organization that's wonderful to us. And what we do is these women come in and they do workshops and they talk with the girls about their careers, particularly right now, a lot of emphasis on STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. So we've had a lot of women who are in engineering, which is not usually a career that the girls were thinking about, to say, if you have an interest in this, this is a great area of opportunity for you. So we try to open their eyes to what is available, try to teach them, you know, the right path to go down, and hopefully keep them out of difficult situations, because I don't care if the young lady is in Boston, in Roxbury, or in one of our very wealthy suburbs. They all face a lot of the same challenges as young girls today.
Do you find that former Girl Scouts come back to volunteer?
Oh, yes.
Oh, really?
We have a very strong alumni association, and we're building it every day.
Beautiful.
And it really makes us proud to see not only what these women have accomplished and credit the Girl Scouts for in terms of their careers, but their willingness to share that with the girls that we have today.
So look, Ruth, we're out of time. First and foremost, want to thank you for coming back.
My
We
pleasure.
love having you here. But give our audience your contact information one more time if young ladies or parents or grandmoms want to get involved. How do they find you?
Absolutely. www.hergirlscouts.org is our website. We have a great website, very easy to use, and you can find out where the nearest troop is, where the activity is, or what you can get involved with, whether it's selling cookies or just working with the girls.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for
It's been
having
a
me.
blast.
It's a pleasure to be
We
here.
look forward to seeing you again sometime
Thank you
soon
very
down the
much.
road. Okay, folks, we're going to go to a break, and on the other side, we're going to have some folks from Strive here, and Strive is an organization that works with individuals that what we call hard to employ, and so they're going to talk to us about all the wonderful programs that they have and how they can actually help folks find their way into the labor force. So please do stay tuned.